moment, or what goes through your mind in that second?
I was pretty surprised, to be honest with you. And I guess I just had to go to the box and sit for a while, and then knew when I came out the 13-minute mark, try to make an impact for the last, half of the third period. But yeah, I was pretty surprised, but it is what it is, I guess.
In these tight, low-scoring games, how much responsibility do you feel as one of the leaders on this team to contribute?
I mean, yeah, that's why I would have liked to have been out there, but so that part was unfortunate. But I thought the guys did a great job, and I think it's a tight game. We've been in a few of them as of late, and on a back-to-back, we knew it was going to be that way. They've been here, for a few days, so I just thought it was a good effort, and we would have liked to close it out there in the third, but it took a few extra minutes and some great goals and some great saves in the shootout.
There were a couple situations maybe you guys could have lost momentum with a couple going the way they were. How impressed were you with how the guys all just kind of stuck with it? You guys really never did.
Yeah, no, I mean it was good to get the first goal too. We haven't had that a lot. In the last however many games, so playing with the lead was huge. I thought Nider was so good for us, and I thought it was it's a hard it's a hard game. It's a back-to-back. Like I said, they've got some incredible players over there. They're fighting I guess for their lives. They're right on that wild card in and out spot right now. So we knew we were going to get their best, and I just thought it was a solid game.
And Spencer, I know you just mentioned it,
Yeah.
the pressure situation there, that whole 2-minute power play,
Yeah.
the overtime, then the shootout.
Yeah.
Handled it pretty good.
Incredible saves in the third. Before they unfortunately got one late. Really was our best player tonight, and we needed him to be on a back-to-back. He was by far the difference for us, and like you said, into overtime, into the shootout, made some incredible saves. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Juggy. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, certainly had to kill off a couple more penalties than we would have liked, but we were resilient. I thought, especially that second, we came out with a strong push. Started playing a little bit more confidence, a little bit more, freedom in our game, and I thought we did a good job hanging in there.
Matthew in the box for as long as he was, and then first shift comes out, scores that big goal. Just how fitting was it for him to come out?
Absolutely. Be able to come out and put a stamp on the game is something that he's one of the best in the world now.
Speaking of putting a stamp on the game, what can you say about what Nider did for you guys tonight?
He was huge, calm the whole game, whole way through. Obviously, that many minutes on the penalty kill, never easy, especially on a back-to-back, and those were big, heavy diesel minutes for him.
Everyone talked about having a better start this game. I know there were no goals in the first, but how much did you guys like your start?
Yeah, it was simple. We weren't trying to do too much, and we were able to find our game, and I thought play even better in the second.
Thanks, Reino. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just gotta find ways to stay engaged. You can't really let your guard down. I mean, especially any team in this league has offensive talent, and those guys obviously have some of the best players in the world. So it's you gotta just stay engaged, and so it was a fun battle.
What do you do to stay engaged?
Whether it's just moving, when the puck's on the other side of the ice, or maybe in between whistles, and just really talking with the teammates. Even if it's not really necessary, maybe it's just something that keeps you engaged.
Spencer, you're not new to the league anymore, obviously, but what is that moment like when Sidney Crosby in the shootout, and it might be the moment that kind of decides?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, right? I mean, I remember growing up watching him almost my whole life. And he's a tremendous player, and just to be on the same ice as him, it's really cool, and it's an honor. So.
How about a big save from you tonight? That one, particularly on bunting, the toe saves. What happened on that play? Would you say?
I don't know. I don't really know what happened. I kind of just reacted. Sometimes that's what happens. You just puck bounces, and then you're just like, oh, you got to make your body almost just does something that your mind doesn't really tell it to do.
Can you kind of describe the pressure, the exhilaration,
Yeah.
maybe even those final 2 minutes, and the 5-minute overtime with all those Hall of Famers out there?
Yeah, I mean that's a good word to use, exhilarating. I mean, it's obviously a pressure situation, but I think that's a situation that we have to be comfortable in. And for me, I know that if you're playing in meaningful games down the line, those are situations you might be in, They're going to be close games against the best players in the world, and you got to just know that, like, all right, this is what has to be done in order if you want to, succeed in the end.
And Sydney, I think, has 30 against the Panthers now. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he always scores against the Panthers.
Yeah. I think his resume is, kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So, but I think the guys battle hard, and that's the biggest thing is trying to take away their time and space, and I think that's what the D forwards, everyone did well.
Did you enjoy 90s night?
I didn't even know it was 99.
You like the music?
Yeah, I like the music.
Obviously,
He made a couple of really big saves there down the end, and that's so important for him and for our team on back-to-back nights. You need that, and you need and they got 5 or 6 guys that can shoot it as well as anybody in the last 20 years. So he was great tonight. Really happy for him. He's had some nights. I think he's played well, and he's got some strange bounce. I think when we played in Pitt, that was exactly the same thing. He just got some strange tips around the net and didn't get the win. But for him now, that's what it is trying to stack up some wins. I think we've been afforded 9 or 10 back-to-backs here in the back half of our season, so he's going to play a lot of hockey. It's nice to have him confident there. Big save, too. Like, good in the overtime, real good in the overtime after giving up one late that wasn't his. It was 6-on-4, so lots of kind of steps forward for the young man, some maturity. I was happy with that.
Tkachuk in the box for as long as he was.
Yeah.
First shift, gets the big goal. Just how fitting was it for him to?
I'm going to tell you the number of times that I sat on the other bench when the guy would be in the box, come out and score the game-winning goal, or what we thought would be certainly at that time. But he was fresh. We'll say that he got to rest a little bit. So big goal for us for sure.
did you get an explanation as to what he did to merit a misconduct?
No, there was lots of conversations on the ice today about what was going on the ice today. I think, and I mean this, like, there's some places like what the explanations, and I know the fans would want to know, and I understand that. But what's said between the referees and coaches and players, I think should stay there. I really do. So it's over.
Were you satisfied with?
Well, you're never satisfied. No, I mean, it's just, it's, I didn't ask about that. I didn't ask about what happened there. It's kind of like, no, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say, and I mean it. Like, I think what goes on between referees and coaches should stay right on the ice.
But on the game in a general sense, how impressed were you how the guys stuck with it? It seems like you never lost
Yeah,
momentum with all the stops.
I kind of felt that tonight, and it was. We got some guys that were fighting through some things to play in the game tonight, and things haven't been easy for us. But their mood was right. Like, they were cheering for each other, they were pulling for each other. The bench felt good tonight. Like, they played hard. We made some mistakes, and when we did, Spencer was great. So that's like he's part of that. So it was I'm actually really happy with that win. I'm happy because it wasn't easy for us, and it was a grinder. And like I said, back to back. You play these teams now, they're sitting in the 9-hole point out of the playoffs. And that's a proud team, and they've won Stanley Cups. So they're coming in, and they're rested. They're watching us play last night. To pull out a win, shootout, I'm taking it. I'm not apologizing for it, and I'm happy with the way it happened.
You've won 6 of your last 9, I think, now since the Edmonton game. And there's stuff that you can clean up. Like you said, there's guys that are fighting through things. How good does it feel that you're stacking wins when it's not ideal?
Yeah, like going into a day off with a win changes the mood. And we're going to play a whole bunch of road hockey here this month, and we want to suffer our losses appropriately. If they're no good, we got to deal with it. But also, you can enjoy wins too, and especially those back-to-backers. Those are great.
Ekblad, I don't think he was on the ice for the last 6 minutes left.
Yeah, well, it was just, he's just one of those guys who's dealing with it. We think he's a player for us in Colorado, and it just, when the game got to that kind of kill and then the overtime, it didn't make sense.
Okay, so he played 2 shifts after the penalty. He wasn't sat because of the penalty or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not holding our conversations with players when we take penalties that we shouldn't. There's, nothing. In the interface between the refereeing and the Florida Panthers tonight was all fine.
Just on the PK, Jesper and Nosek getting a lot more time. Obviously, you guys
Yeah.
the PK a lot. Just seeing the two of them getting time, especially the first 4.
They're really good at it, and it's good that they get the time. But I mean, I think we were trying to bleed them to death tonight. We had 10 minutes high sticking penalties. So we just cannot run Barkov. I think Lundell and Luciano can run bigger minutes there because they don't take the minutes on the power play, but we just can't run Barkey and Reino in a game on back-to-back nights. So those other guys got to step up and get it done, and they were great. They have to play. They have to take more, and they did a good job with it.
You've alluded to it a couple times, but the January schedule is kind of a bear. The December schedule is kind of a bear. Everything since Finland has kind of been tough.
Yeah.
Somehow, going through some stuff, how has that prepared you for the next gauntlet here?
I think it's fair that for the most part, our December, January schedule is always going to be difficult for us. That's just the way it works, and we're fine with it. It's been great for us in the past, as hard as it's gotten in there, and I think the first years was the worst, right? It was really, really difficult, and we had a lot of sickness. It's been our proving ground. It's where we're at the midway point now. We get out on the road a bit this month, and then by the time we get to March and April, for the most part, we don't travel out of our time zone, which is we pay for it now, and then hopefully we can benefit from it later. All right,
Thank
everybody,
you.
enjoy your day.
Thanks.